In our opening contest, it's Brian White versus Jack versus Michael Grayson.
With that said, let's get the show underway.
That's what's on the line here. Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion Rodney Matthews, the tag team partner of this man, Michael Grayson, making his way to the ring here in St. Thomas.
And as you heard from our ring announcer, Sean Bates, this match being done in an elimination style. These men going to need to go the distance to earn that number one contendership.
Michael Grayson making sure he gets high fives in there all around the ring here at St. Thomas.
Exactly, showing the fans at the St. Thomas Railway Museum some love is Michael Grayson. Doing a little pre-match cardio. Some laps around the ring.
He's lucky he's the first one in here. I'll have a moment to catch his breath here as his opponents come in. Hugs whether you want him or not. London's own Jack making his way into this triple threat matchup.
Jack looking to make his name in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and what a statement it would be to become number one contender.
Never had a shot at that championship, and
if you ask Jack, I'm sure he only needs one.
Michael Grayson even getting in on the booing here.
Not making any friends at the Railway Museum is Jack.
Fantastic location and building here for Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. HammerlockPureWrestling.com. You can find out if we're going to be near you.
Trust me when I say this, folks, you don't want to miss this action live.
We're on The Bachelor here. Contestant number 3.
No golden roses given out tonight. Only golden number one contenderships. They give out golden ones, right, on The Bachelor? I don't know.
Something like that. This man always brings a lot of heart, a lot of determination, a lot of intensity. Brian White looking to get in title contention here.
Brian White, I'm sorry, I lost the
stranger
word there.
To the
stranger,
ring.
There we go. It's stranger to these high-intensity matches with a stakes on the line. Appreciate the pickup there.
Michael Grayson enjoying Brian White's music here. He's all about having fun. We've seen them have a lot of fun here in Books and Looks tag matches. Again, his tag team partner, Rodney Matthews, is the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion. So, be interesting should Michael Grayson get the win here and earn a future shot at that championship.
It's a great side story of this match. We've heard a lot of books and looks, but what happens when it's books versus looks?
Great question. We'll find out if that's in the cards. Again, elimination style here.
Exactly.
So you got to get a couple of pinfalls here.
Not only do you need to beat your opponents, you need to outlast them in this style of match. And in a triple threat match, anything can happen.
It's always funny to see the alliances that form and
dissolve almost in minutes.
Jack instantly looking to go at this on his own.
Speaking of alliances, Jack might have just created one inadvertently. Both men lay in the forearms to poor Jack.
Drop kick there now from Brian White, and one from Michael Grayson as well.
Jack maybe needs to go to the outside and rethink the game plan.
And now are these two going to stay on Jack or match up themselves, it looks like. A little more respect between these two, Brian White and Michael Grayson.
Might be due for a friendly game of one-upmanship here.
If you remember, just recently here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, Brian White disqualified for the use of a closed fist, so he's going to be watching that for sure.
That's a very good point. Disqualified by his own son, nonetheless. I imagine that has to be weighing heavy on White's mind.
Yeah, referee Seamus White was in charge of that match. We got referee Matt McCausland here checking on Jack in the corner.
A disqualification would eliminate you from number one contendership, and that's the last thing that Brian White wants to happen.
You think maybe he learned his lesson there, though? You did see him approaching Michael Grayson in the corner and kind of letting off a bit, maybe in his head already.
Kind of like how that old saying goes, though. Everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face, right? Emotions might be in check now, but as we get deep into this elimination match, you don't know. You never know.
Jack's still holding his jaw on the outside here. He may be rethinking his game plan.
But, at the same time, you kind of got to give it to Jack. Let these two men wear each other out. Come in, pick apart the carcass.
It's a great point, waiting for his moment here to strike.
Earn yourself a number one contendership. Doesn't need to be pretty. As long as you win this match, you are number one contender.
Grayson now wrenching on the neck of Brian White. An off day for meetings for Brian White. He is a city councilor in the Sarnia area.
Exactly. Can't imagine that closed fist gets used much at his 9 to 5.
Not if he wants to get voted back in, that's for sure. Kick to the back. And a pin cover now. Quickly by Michael Grayson, just a 2 count.
I have to imagine as Michael Grayson continues his offense in this match, it's got to be a bit of a awkward position for him, knowing he is wrestling for the opportunity to face and potentially beat his tag team partner and friend for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
That's part of this too. Not only his partner, but you can tell with the fun that Books and Looks have, Rodney Matthews and Michael Grayson, best friends, yes. Best friends with fanny packs to boot.
It's the best type of friend, you might even say.
Michael Grayson must have left his fanny pack and his sweater vest in the care of Rodney Matthews today for this matchup.
That shows how high the stakes are and how serious Rodney Matthews has taken this.
Kick out there as Brian White goes for the pinfall.
Brian White just picking away Michael Grayson here. Jack still on the outside.
This is a triple threat if you're just joining us. Elimination triple threat. However, Jack very early on in the matchup took a couple of shots, went to the outside, and now is just letting this match happen.
Waiting for his moment to strike.
Let one eliminate one, and then all you need is one, and you're all of a sudden the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship contender, number one contender. Another 2 count for Brian White. Always seems to be right there at the edge of championship contention.
This close, but yet so far.
Side headlock, and Grayson busts out of it, but takes a shoulder block to the mat once again. Over the top, into the pin. Reversal.
White being
Brian
able to
White
shift the momentum.
Almost getting the pinfall there.
See in the corner of your screen, Jack beginning to stir. Maybe picking his spot.
There he is. Making his way in.
And just a clean forearm to the face for Brian White.
Huge backbreaker. Looking to get rid of Michael Grayson and make this a one-on-one, but not yet.
Smart game plan from Jack. Both men worn down. Even if he's not able to get the pinfall yet, you have to think that this is going to benefit him in the long run as we go deep into this elimination match.
Face off the turnbuckle and chops now.
Jack enjoying himself there.
Rolling Brian White into the center of the ring. And
Just
a boot.
punting him.
Get back up, ready for another chop. 1, 2, 2 count for Jack. Here at the St. Thomas Railway Museum, you can see all of the great train engines and cars in the background. Great day and great spot for some wrestling.
Absolutely.
Kick out there from Michael Grayson. Jack wants a faster count from referee Mac McGoslin.
Don't forget to check out HammerlockPureWrestling.com to see when we'll be in your area so you can see the action live and in person for yourself. Or follow us on social media at HammerlockPW.
Jack stomping on the back of the neck now of Michael Grayson.
Since Jack reinserted himself into this match, he has been firmly on the offensive.
Seemed a bit of a cowardly strategy at the beginning, but
Might have
the longer
paid
he's
off.
in there, the smarter Jack seems. Brian White looking for that Death Valley driver. Taking out Michael Grayson along the way.
Landing an airplane spin.
Missed
Jack
the
being
elbow.
able- I don't know if Jack meant to get out of the way of that or he was just dizzy from that airplane spin. Either way, it worked in Jack's favor.
Elimination match. Who will be eliminated first here? Who will stand at the end of this matchup and gain a future opportunity at the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship held by Rodney Matthews?
Elimination matches really change the game plan going into this because not only do you can't sneak away a victory in an elimination match, you need to beat both of your opponents. Very difficult to be able to get away with something twice. So you need to be able to just lock this one up in a convincing fashion.
Jack using those ropes to his advantage on both opponents now. Michael Grayson maybe checking for a quick snack there in the front row.
You never know what you find at the St. Thomas Railway Museum.
Busting the chin there of Jack. Brian White looking to take control. Who wants it more? Who wants that championship opportunity? You know, when you get thrown into a number one contenders match, you cannot let it go to waste. It could be a long time before you get that close to the championship once again.
Exactly. Opportunities can be few and far between in wrestling, and you need to seize it while you have it. And all three of this men would love to seize that.
Suplex! Perfectly executed. Jack in the middle of the ring. Go for the count. You know, another wrinkle that is thrown into this with it being an elimination match. A regular triple threat, you may see the third competitor dive in, try and break up a count.
Not this time.
Probably not your best interest to do that here.
Benefits you if your opponent gets pinfalled or submitted.
Let the first elimination happen as it does, and then you've got yourself a one-on-one matchup. Grayson, a little dazed in the eyes here, trying to figure out exactly where he is as Brian White in full control of Jack. Another pin. 2 count
And
from
to your
referee Matt
point of
McCausland.
just letting it happen, Michael Grayson can take all the time in the world to regain his composure and enter himself back into this match.
Shots to the back of the knee now of Jack.
Brian White calling his shot.
Oh!
Using his head as a weapon, hitting that lower abdomen. And making sure the referee knows exactly where impact was made.
That was debatable, but you walk the line, and if referee doesn't catch you there, then you come out on top. And
Referee's discretion is a key in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and if he says it's good, it's good.
single leg Boston Crab here now from Brian White, Jack.
Michael Grayson climbing to the second rope here, has something in mind.
Oh, caught a knee off the side of the head. Spitting forearm there to the jaw now. A lot of impact here.
A lot of forearms being thrown in this match.
Michael Grayson drops Brian White. Before he could go for the pin, though, Jack right in his face with a huge back body drop. That's it, says Jack. He's looking for an elimination. Wants to get this show on the road. Neck breaker, though, from Brian White.
Brian White saying, "You're not going to eliminate me today, sir." And all 3 men down. Now what happens if all 3 men stay down for the 10 count? Is that a triple elimination?
Good question. Our referee will let us know if we get that far. Rodney Matthews would probably like to see that.
Absolutely.
Although he is a fighting champion, though, so you know he is ready for whoever may be a number 1 contender.
All 3 men on their back to their knees. And it looks like
a triangle of death here.
A triangle chop fest. Who's going to get the upper hand here?
And a shot to the
Just a
ear
slap
almost.
to the ear. My goodness. Again,
Michael
Brian
Grayson.
White needs to be careful with those shots.
They're turning the favor. That's a good point. Watch the closed fist.
Both men giving Jack a receipt for his efforts.
All 3 men to their feet now. And Brian White pulling Jack away from Grayson. Shot to the ribs for his efforts. And Grayson now hung up in the corner. Both men.
Just a running chop, getting them all the momentum he can, going back and forth.
Jack may be looking for 2 quick eliminations here with the state that Michael Grayson and Brian White are in. And Grayson, atomic drop. Look out.
Tag team offense from Brian White and Michael Grayson.
That's it. There goes Jack. Eliminated.
Instinct kicking in from these 2 men, eliminating Jack.
Michael Grayson, a tag team specialist, and when he saw Brian White looking to help out, knew exactly what to do.
We talked early on about quick allegiances in this match. That proves the point. Just that they were a team just long enough to eliminate Jack from this match. Now we're down to Brian White versus Michael Grayson. Only one of these men can become number 1 contender.
This is how our match started up with Jack on the outside. Now Jack on the outside, but making his way to the locker room.
Jack might be looking to check out some of these lovely trains here at the St. Thomas Railway Museum on the way to the back.
Huge spin from Brian White. Dizzying Michael Grayson.
Both men down.
Just able to get the arms over for the pin. No, not yet. 2 count.
You can see the effects of the triple threat portion of this match on both men. Worn out, worn down. It's going to take 1 burst of momentum for either man to get the advantage.
Grayson dazed and confused. Looks like he was on the wrong side of the tracks. Shot to the chin. Firing up now, though. Catching the adrenaline of the crowd here. Back spinning elbow. Just feeding off this audience here in St. Thomas.
Michael Grayson looking to bring this one home.
Arches the back over top, still continues.
Into a crossface. Michael Grayson being very certain that his arm is in a legal position.
Referee right there to make sure that's the case. And Brian White maybe debating seeing to live another day here with a tap out.
White using everything he's got to get back to his knees. Just try to relieve some of the pressure.
Rolls Grayson right into the ropes, and Grayson right back on him. It's over, he says. No, it's not. Huge cutter there from Brian White.
White saying it's not over if I have anything to say about it.
Michael Grayson is a heap of 1, 2. 2 count only.
Long 2 for Brian White there. You can see the frustration building.
Picking up Grayson to his feet now. Grayson wants the opportunity.
Going for that Death Valley driver.
Reversal. Grayson. 1, 2, 3.
Got him!
Michael Grayson is your #1 contender to his best friend's Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
What a great match and a fascinating outcome.
You talked about it as a possibility early on in this match.
And here we
what
are.
does books versus looks look like?
This has to feel bittersweet for Michael Grayson. You are the #1 contender, but your best friend is waiting for you in that match. Bittersweet, but still, Michael Grayson, celebrate your hard-earned victory.
You gotta believe Rodney Matthews, our champion, has a smile on his face.
Respect shown from these two competitors, leaving it all in the ring in this #1 contendership match.
Brian White giving his well wishes good luck on securing the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. Very interesting. We will see in a future matchup Michael Grayson versus his tag team partner and best friend Rodney Matthews. We'll be back with more Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action. You're watching Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on Rogers TV. To stay up to date with all things Hammerlock, visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com. Up next in St. Thomas, Brickhouse Mick McGuire versus the survivalist Bruiser Battersby.
Your next contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit.
Here we go, our next matchup of the night.
A man that truly stands alone, the survivalist Bruiser Battersby. Try saying that 10 times fast.
Lurking in the shadows here. I'm not sure how they find Bruiser Battersby. I don't think he, as we mentioned, I'm not sure they just go out into the woods and call his name and he returns to show up here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling? Or
Hope he answers. Looks for a trail of destruction in the forest.
You know, as we've seen in the past, though, with Bruiser Battersby, deceiving the athleticism that comes from this man sometimes.
That's true. You would expect nothing but power, but this man has speed behind him as well. A total package in the ring is Bruiser Battersby.
Maybe didn't have his pre-match shake, looking for some protein there as he enters into the ring here. And there's an example of exactly what we were talking about. Big, powerful man with a lot of speed. That's a dangerous combination for the survivalist, Bruiser Battersby. And you know what? Speaking of speed, power, another man who's a little quicker than you might expect him to be.
Absolutely. You can't talk about powerhouses in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling without bringing up this man, the Brickhouse Mick McGuire.
Has a bit of a softer spot in his heart for the kids here showing up in St. Thomas over Bruiser Battersby, who just wants to steal their lunch.
A few weeks ago, we saw the Brickhouse embrace the fans, taking him to the next level.
It worked out for him, yeah. Used to walk right by those fans. Fans started getting on his side. He started taking it all in, and Well, he left with a victory here recently in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Exactly. Found nothing but success since, and both these men coming off of recent victories. Bruiser Battersby being a disqualification, but a victory nonetheless.
Brickhouse with a huge win over Vikram Prasher recently, too. Looking to climb the ranks here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Imagine what a win would do for either of these men. I imagine that has to be weighing heavy on their mind.
Leading the crowd in his own cheer.
You know, we talk about the mind games that Battersby plays in his matches. Mick McGuire looking to do some of that himself. So imagine the longer this goes, the more Bruiser Battersby seethes.
A throwback. Brickhouse is. You see the respect, wiping the boots before he enters the ring and takes on Bruiser Battersby, who is getting fed up with the cheers. Harriet, look what a nice guy Mick McGuire is. Though Bruiser Battersby apparently doesn't want that. He threw the shirt. That's a problem.
Yeah, maybe making a mistake there, firing the Brickhouse up.
That's a real problem. You know what that shirt costs? All smiles until you touch his clothing. Look out.
This matchup underway. Mind games already at a high state. Now, who will get the advantage when it comes to physicality? Both men have power and speed in their repertoire.
Battersby backing off. If you remember that victory you're talking about that came by disqualification, he beat Brian White because Brian White used the closed fist. But if you remember early on in that matchup recently, Bruiser Battersby was the one who was looking to use the closed fist that gave Brian White that idea. So You know he's not above trying to sneak in a closed fist here or there, too.
Bruiser Battersby had a plan going into that and saw it through to the letter, planting that image, that idea in Brian White's head and succeeding. Have to imagine that Battersby is coming into this match with the same type of idea, same type of plan. We'll just have to wait and see how it unfolds.
Men circling each other, looking for that power advantage. Using Brickhouse's own weight against him there as he turned him into the corner. And Battersby, huge back elbow.
Battersby duking high and aiming low.
Chop across the wide chest of Brickhouse Mick McGuire.
Makes me wonder how effective a chop against Mick McGuire could be. Being a brick house.
I'm not sure chopping a brick wall or a brick house is the best idea here.
Exactly.
But
can't feel good on the old hand.
Battersby into the corner now. Couple atomic drops.
Battersby really feeling those atomic drops.
Scooped him up. Perfectly executed slam in the center of the ring.
There's that power of Mick McGuire on display.
Winding up and just wound it one too many times. Missed the elbow.
Now Battersby looking to pick apart Mick McGuire.
Kick right between the shoulder blades and McGuire taking another chop.
McGuire feeling that one. Bringing him down to the mat. Now Bruiser Battersby looking to use the ring as extra momentum when choking out Mick McGuire. Referee utilizing that 5 count.
Thrown into the corner and... Oh, you heard that one. Ring right through the Railway Museum here in St. Thomas.
Exactly. All of Elgin County might have heard that one.
The chest already beat red of Mick McGuire as he drops down and able to kick out after a 2 count. No remorse on the face of the survivalist Bruiser Battersby as well.
This is just another hunt for Bruiser Battersby. using all 5 seconds of that account.
McGuire in a lot of pain, you can tell. Thrown off the ropes, catches a back elbow. He's in a bad spot, center of the ring. Able to kick out. And you see that pin, the way he literally pinned down the forearms so that McGuire could barely use his arms as any momentum there.
Exactly. If you want to kick out, you've got to go through all of Battersby's weight, he's saying.
The chops ripping through the chest of Mick McGuire.
Battersby going to the well one too many times. Mick McGuire firing up on Battersby's chest.
And Battersby getting a taste of his own medicine here. Up for the suplex. Into the pin. Brickhouse, 2 count.
Hopefully the ring can handle these two big powerhouses slamming like that.
See the welts on the chest now of Brickhouse Mick McGuire from those big hands of Battersby.
And Battersby with a knee, a high knee, stopping Mick McGuire in his tracks.
Ducks the clothesline.
Mick McGuire needs to be careful here.
A sleeper kind of over top of the ropes. Elbow as Mick McGuire holds on
McGuire
the best
teetering.
he can.
Our front row fans might want to move. Might be
Look
a
out.
brick house coming down.
Able to block that one, and the Brickhouse climbing up to the second rope. Double axe handle. Right on the forehead of Bruiser Battersby. 1, 2.
Frustration growing in Mick McGuire here.
I'm sore just looking at the chest of Mick McGuire. Looks like the worst sunburn you've ever had.
Absolutely.
Shot to the back of the neck.
I don't even know if Aloe will be able to do it for Mick McGuire after this match. Welted up and Bruiser Battersby lackadaisical pin, but you notice the foot went right on those welts. Can't have felt nice for Mick McGuire.
Battersby thought he had it, so confident in it that he barely made the pin cover there. Huge leg drop.
Again against the upper chest.
2. And Battersby counting along with the referee with one hand instead of securing the pinfall.
Battersby again with a game plan going into this match, showing off his survival and hunter instincts.
Neck breaker.
Just picking apart Mick McGuire.
Climbing on top of his prey, only for the 2 count though. McGuire still trying to regain any type of control in this matchup here. Back to the chops.
After the leg drops and the boots to the chest, that can't feel good.
The smile on the face of Battersby now. He's taking pleasure in McGuire's pain, but McGuire, huge slam. 1, 2.
Only 2, almost looked like a rake of the eyes there getting out. Battersby needs to be careful.
We caught that from our angle, but you know, the referee is human. You do it behind the referee's back. Sometimes you get away with one. Big elbow in the corner.
Battersby using all of his weight there.
And McGuire seeing stars here for sure.
Again, Battersby using his whole body as a weapon, throwing himself at Mick McGuire.
Big jumping elbow. 1, 2. And the 2 count only.
If you
Battersby's
notice
starting
here,
to get a little frustrated.
maybe starting, but I was about to say, if you notice, still not a lot of emotion on Battersby's face. Still calm, still cool, still collected, working that game plan that he's gone into this match with. You can see the hunter instincts taking over.
That's the first time we saw him pause ever so slightly, but you're right, the focus right back to the offense. Unfortunately, that one didn't pan out for him. Couple of clotheslines from Brickhouse Mick McGuire. ducking that one. Up over the top. The ring shakes as Bruiser Battersby comes down.
You can tell Battersby felt that one.
Tingling the spine, and Mick McGuire now. The pain on his face still. Caught the big man. Big man catches the big man. Fall away slam.
Big man toss, big man. Big man down, going for a pin.
Big man pin, 2. 1, 2.
Only 2.
I got to be more specific when you've got this amount of meat in the ring.
Absolutely. Both these men, powerful forces in their own right.
McGuire back to his feet. You see the pain, though. All stemming from the chest and those massive chops.
At this point, both men feeling the effects of this match.
McGuire, second rope.
That is a big man looking to crash down.
The backdrop of the train engines here. The Railway City, huge spine buster. 1, 2.
Only 2. There's the frustration starting to show. Cracks maybe in Bruiser Battersby's game plan.
Absolutely different reaction than we've seen. Spun around now. Huge shoulder block. And McGuire back up to the second rope. Takes down Battersby, who springs up. Maybe out of instinct there. Not sure he knows where he is.
Absolutely a huge shoulder tackle to meet Battersby on the way down.
And he's calling for it. We've seen this with Mick McGuire before. Didn't know if he could do this with Bruiser Battersby, but that stall suplex.
And what goes up must come down.
The strength to get that man in the air. 1, 2, 3. Mick McGuire with an impressive victory here.
Impressive and decisive on the part of Mick McGuire. Huge win. When it comes to future title shots, you have to imagine Mick McGuire is in that conversation.
Time for some aloe, my friend.
You've earned it.
That chest has just been beaten down from Bruiser Battersby. Not his day today, but wow, what a war we just saw.
Absolutely. Both of these men will feel that for the next little while. No doubt about it. Battersby wondering what brick house just ran through him.
Getting the kicks out of his neck, and he'll be back in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. That's for sure.
No doubt about it.
Battersby now making his way back to wherever it is he comes from. We'll be back with more Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action.
Don't miss the opportunity to see Hammerlock Pure Wrestling live. Visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com to see all the exciting upcoming events.
3, 2, 1, play.
In our main event, Vikram Prasher takes on Tyler Turva.
Your next contest is scheduled for one ball with a 20-minute time limit.
Well, if you don't know who they are yet, I have a
will
feeling
soon.
both of these men are going to let you know. A little full of themselves, we might put it that way.
I think that's putting it fairly.
I also can tell you you're going to see a great matchup, though, between the Punjabi prodigy Vikram Prasher on his way to the ring right now.
Here's a man looking to get a little change in his luck. Hasn't been so great these past few weeks.
You wouldn't know it, though, by the confidence he has making his way to the ring.
Very true. The confidence that Prasher has, able to shrug off all that negativity as of late. If you ask him, never happened.
You might say it's a great attitude to have, right? Look forward only.
That's true.
Did I just say Vikram Prasher has a great attitude?
You know, true from a certain point of view, like most things.
Oh, here we go. That didn't take long.
I'm sorry, St. Thomas. I can't quite hear you. What was that?
Grasham egging on the fans here.
Seems as though St. Thomas is not a fan of the Punjabi Prodigy now, are they? Well, how do you guys feel about my opponent tonight, the Saturday Night Delight, Tyler Turbo? You're fans. You guys are fans, huh? Fans of Tyler Turbo? Well, I got a big opportunity tonight. This man has been up and down the roads, a veteran in this business, and guess what? I'm going to step over him to make a name for myself. I'm going to step over him to show him what the Punjabi Prodigy Vikram Prasher is all about. And whether you guys like it or not, you're looking at the new face of professional wrestling in Southern Ontario.
Well, we mentioned he'd tell you who he is.
He did not disappoint.
And if you don't know who he is, it's written all over his cape. It's the Saturday Night Delight, Tyler Turva, ready for action against Vikram Prasher.
Like Prasher said, Tyler Turva, known all around southwestern Ontario professional wrestling scene and beyond.
Absolutely
Been
knows his
around.
way around the ring, inside and out. And getting fans on his side here. You know, Turva's one of those polarizing personalities. He can be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on the mood he's in.
That's true. Looks like he's here to make some friends this evening.
And once you see him in the ring, it's hard not to be impressed.
That's very true.
Fans already here in St. Thomas impressed with Tyler Turva's entrance alone. The one man not so impressed, as you would imagine, Vikram Prasher.
Vikram Prasher not doing himself any favors going into this matchup. Especially here with the fine folks at the Railway Museum in St. Thomas.
Yeah, you mentioned Prasher. Some tough luck recently. Did have a We'll get back to that point, but we'll see. Tyler Turva taking a survey how many times he wants to punch Vikram Prasher in the face.
And you notice the referee saying, go ahead, hit him to make sure that fist is open.
Is infinity an option? Some of the fans saying. Slap in the
Vikram
chest.
Prasher almost realizing what he's gotten himself into there.
Scurrying to the outside of the ring here. Not ready to go toe-to-toe with Tyler Turva right now, who's very focused.
You know, Prasher putting Turva over before this match, but Turva ready to back all those words up of Prasher's.
We're getting a chair. I'm not sure whether he wants to. Now, Prasher, you're in the match. I'm not sure what you're going to watch here with Turva inside alone. Count this man out, referee. Let's get a matchup.
Prasher telling everyone he'll wrestle on his own schedule. looking to get the mind games going against Tyler Turva.
You know, if you ask Vikram Prasher, he owns Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. He does everything. He's, he thinks he runs the place, that's for sure.
Yeah. Vikram Prasher is our champion, if you ask him. The record books may say otherwise. But he is a champion of the people. He's a champion for the people. Those people just don't disagree, or they don't agree, I should say.
It's a fine line between confidence and being delusional.
Mm-hmm. Where does Prasher fall on that line? Well, I'll leave that to your imagination.
Well, into the ring now, and we may see the matchup start here. A Tyler chant for the Saturday Night Delight. Mr. Young, Fit, and Stupid Pretty, as he calls himself. Not you, Prasher. Tyler Turva there, letting Prasher have his moment.
You can just see Turva's can't wait to slap the grin off of Vikram Prasher's face with a little showboating of his own first. Bringing the delight to Saturday night.
Or even Friday nights.
Or Friday nights in this case, very true.
A lot of great experience between these two men, though. Oh, Turva firing there. That may have been a knockout shot.
Absolutely.
That Prasher just ducked out of the way.
Live rounds Tyler Turva is throwing. Saying there's the first one. First of many.
Turva appeared
has his way.
Tyler Turva has appeared in AEW Dark as well. Vikram Prasher doing some work with Ring of Honor. These two men
they have both
know what
been
they're
around.
doing.
Yeah, both been around the wrestling world. Both looking to make an impact here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Vikram Prasher looking to turn his luck around after a few unfortunate weeks. With interference backfiring in a championship match, coming off of a loss. None of that matters to Vikram Prasher, though. That chop, though, definitely mattered.
Yeah, I attempted to bring that up earlier, and then we had the survey with the crowd from Tyler Turva. But yes, Vikram Prasher, recent championship matchup with our champion, Rodney Matthews, fell short there and was a little upset, you might say. He did show up in Rodney Matthews' matchup with Cody Deaner, tried to interfere on the behalf of Deaner, although Deaner wasn't having
as bad
it.
as possible for Prasher.
He took a DDT from Mr. DDT in the center of the ring. So he's maybe staying away from Cody Deaner at the moment, but has his eyes focused on the Saturday Night Delight Tyler Turva tonight here in St. Thomas.
Prasher meeting a chop full of steel for his efforts. Tyler Turva getting out of the way.
Smacking the hand of the fingers right off that ring post. Could have damaged some of the fingers there and shot to the jaw.
Exactly. For all of his arrogance, Vikram Prasher knows how to go around a ring in a technical style. Hard to lock in moves like his Punjabi pain lock when your hands are numb and full of pain.
That's a great point. And you know Tyler Turva thought about that coming into this matchup. Oh, firing up, but he took a shot to the ribs there.
Prasher using that other hand to throw back a couple of blows to Tyler Turva.
Turva hard into the corner. Taking out the back. As Prasher now kicking away and just stomping on his opponent. And mocking the Tyler chants. Exactly what we might expect from the Punjabi prodigy.
Absolutely, this is when Vikram Prasher is at his deadliest. If you notice, they're adding a little noogie to that headlock for good measure.
A signature, not really a move, but a signature, whatever you want to call it.
It's a form of offense nonetheless.
Form of offense, I guess that's what you could say. Underhanded tactic, whatever it is.
Prasher able to find this deadly combination of technicality and arrogance. Can't take away from any of his success in this ring.
Kneeing the inside of the left leg there. Turva Not a fan. Had a chop just to get out of there.
Just a desperation chop from Turva.
Wrapping the leg up around the ropes, twisting in all the wrong ways.
Prasher again mocking his opponent and the crowd's support behind him.
Setting that leg up to do even more damage here. Right on the knee, bending it side to side here. Tyler Turva in trouble.
Prasher slowly working towards that Punjabi pain lock. Looking to make Turva submit. That
Quick pinfall to see if he wants to give it up yet. You're not going to get that from Tyler Turva.
absolutely not, but imagine what a win against Tyler Turva would do for Vikram Prasher, getting him back in that winner's column and gaining momentum here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Absolutely. A win over Turva carries a lot of weight. Would definitely help Prasher on his way back up.
Again, just chop blocking that leg. Prasher picking his target. And just wrenching, moving his arm around that ankle.
The knee and the ankle and everything is going in a different direction.
Turva in agony on the ground here. Making sure one shoulder is up because a pinfall can happen just like that. Only two, though.
2 count. He maybe needed all of those 2 seconds, Turva did, to
Just
try and take a
alleviate.
breath and recover here.
Exactly, just to alleviate that pain for a small second.
Prasher looking to turn him over. Possibly into a Boston Crab. Turva strengthened his leg still. Enough to spin out of that move.
Spin out of that move and stop Prasher in his tracks, but Prasher right back on Tyler Turva. Looking to keep momentum strong.
Face first.
A huge face buster from Tyler Turva. Just looking to get back in this matchup. Moving that hand, trying to get the blood rushing through his body.
Yeah, you can see Turva working that knee. Trying to make sure everything's okay and loosen up that joint.
Not just get back to a vertical base, but a firm vertical base at that.
Using the ropes to help himself up. Here comes Prasher. Caught an elbow. Right back up. How about a shot to the chin? The boot. Another elbow, and Turva.
Using every part of his body as a weapon.
You can see him, though. That knee, he's not able to go as quickly as he normally would. Smack to the face.
Back to those live rounds from Tyler Turva. Prasher dropping like a sack of hammers.
Rears back and has everything behind those shots. Oh, Turva, we've seen this in the past, and drops down.
A
into the
handstand
pin.
body drop. Only two, though.
Problem is, may have came down on that knee a little bit.
Absolutely. And there, to your point, Turva.
Prasher's body would have absorbed most of that, but
the knee of Turva absorbed just enough to stop him right in his tracks. Tyler Turva, Mr. Saturday Night Delight, looking to take a minute and regain his composure, get the blood flowing in that knee.
crowd trying to help him along the best they can here in St. Thomas. And there it is.
The knee just given out. You have to imagine Vikram Prasher. That's exactly what he wanted to see.
This doesn't look good. Turva went down very quickly.
Prasher
Referee
playing a
checking
little,
on him.
Exactly. Prasher playing a little coy, but he knows it's time to strike. If he can
Almost
hit that
pushing the-
Punjabi pain lock. Wait a minute.
Quick roll through.
Prasher almost caught.
Turva back up and a shot directly to the kneecap. Clothesline as he was gripping at the knee. Turva is down. Not out yet, though.
Just two. Frustration setting in for Vikram Prasher.
Prasher very upset. Might I suggest hitting Turva rather than the mat, though?
Very true. You're not trying to pin the mat to get the victory here.
Not that Prasher's going to listen to us or anybody but himself.
Very true. Only one game plan he needs and only one fan he needs, and that's himself. Turva just collapsing.
And Prasher using this time to say, look what I did. Though the matchup has not been won yet, it's sure looking like Turva in a bad spot here.
Might be going for the Punjabi perfect plex here.
No, kicks out, super kick. Got him a drop kick, super kick. Not enough though.
2.99. Almost looking like that leg gave out on Tyler Turva in that super kick.
Absolutely. Used all that he had left in it to connect, and it wasn't enough to put away the Punjabi prodigy, Vikram Prasher.
Both men leaving it all in the ring.
Turva in bad shape here, trying to stay vertical. He's going to put it all on the line here, though. No, Prasher over the top. Go behind by Turva. Into the corner. Oh!
Now just
Low
wait
blow.
a minute.
Low blow. Referee did not see it. And the feet on the ropes. 2, 3.
Vikram Prasher bending all the rules, almost looked surprised in himself.
The low blow wasn't enough on Tyler Turva. Feet on the ropes to get the pin as well.
Vikram Prasher pulling off all the stops, but I don't think that matters to him one bit. Walking away with the win.
Referee squashed in the corner, was unable to see either of those.
I hope for Vikram Prasher's sake the referee doesn't go back and look at the tape.
But again, as you mentioned, whatever he says, he thinks to be true, Vikram Prasher. He beat him clean. That's what he'll tell everybody.
A win is a win in Vikram Prasher's mind.
Valiant effort from Tyler Turva. He did not go down fairly after mega damage to that knee here. And the crowd in St. Thomas here now showing their appreciation for the Saturday night delights.
They know they saw something special here at Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
And the Tyler chants as he acknowledges the crowd on his way out. Looking to get back at Prasher for that sneaky victory. Thank you for joining us on Hammerlock Pure Wrestling here in St. Thomas.
You're watching Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on Rogers TV. Stay up to date with all things Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com.